This is a 2026 GMC Sierra 3500 Denali, and my mind is blown after seeing the price increase. I have to admit to you guys, I'm a little shocked. But nevertheless, I borrowed this truck from Jerry Seiner, GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to ask for Frank. He just got promoted, so he can say yes. In other words, if you want to get a good deal on this truck, reach out to Frank. Let's go and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options and features on this build. At the very top is a description. So this is the Summit White, and this is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see more. Base price does come in at $76,100, and then this one does have the diesel option for $99.90. Denali Reserve package is $23.35. Gooseneck and fifth wheel prep package $545. Trailer tire pressure. Destination is $25.95 with a total price of $91,115. When you consider 2025's pricing, the 26 model went up $1,500. Now you guys did see Destination did go up as well, so that's more expensive, but the truck is more expensive too. And what blows my mind is there ain't nothing different about it really from 2024, guys. It's the same truck. Now we did lose that white paint. It just got renamed to like Glacier basically, and apart from that, this is the same Denali we've had since 2024 basically, with a big price increase. But nevertheless, this is definitely a lot cheaper compared to the Ultimate, and you still get a lot of nice features like premium lighting with the sequential turn signals. You can see that right there. It's gonna be dual projector, LED fog lights down below. And if you love chrome, that's why you get this truck. Chrome recovery hooks, and you have the front parking sensors on this truck too. And I will say, I know some people don't like chrome with white, but white is the only color I'd buy with chrome on a truck, guys. Just saying. I think it looks perfect. Have that 3500 badge right here. And of course, GM is the only HD in the segment that gives you that independent front suspension, double wishbone, Rancho shocks. So they still do the wax coating on the frame, and you have that liner finish in like a fabric material. And then here are your tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner ATs, 275, 65, 20, so 20-inch wheel, 8 lug, 3,750 pounds of capacity, 80 psi cold. Also, you can see your engine block heater right there. I like that they give that to you from the factory. The other two make that an option still. If you step back, you can see that Summit White a little bit better. So this is not the pearl paint, FYI. You can get these fender flares painted with some colors too, so just keep that in mind. Here's your badging for that diesel and transmission. Denali badge down below. You see your turn signals. This light does come on if you're stationary. You got to turn it on though. Power mirrors, more lights, and you have your blind spot alert right there. Cameras. And if you do want the power deployable running boards, you just gotta spend $1,500 more. That's all. It's just money, right? That's it. Smart key just for the front doors and a little bit of chrome around the windows and door handles. Largest bed in the segment. 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF. They now have the smallest DEF tank, which is not really an advantage to have a big one, but it has to be at least 7 gallons, so I'm okay. I would say that passes. Anything less than that, if you're towing, it sucks. Now you do have 5 leaves in that main pack, bottom one being a helper spring, and then you have 2 overloads, liner in the rear. Out back, you have that step built into the bumper, full LED taillights, multi-pro tailgate, camera provisions are right here. Class 5 hitch, 2.5-inch opening receiver, and there's your spare tire right there. 342 rear with the diesel, with an automatic locker, Rancho shocks. And you guys ready to see what they took away from you for 2026? I noticed it on the third truck because, you know, I thought maybe they just forgot to put it on, because sometimes that happens too, but you no longer get that grab handle that was right here. That kind of sucks. I'm just saying, that does kind of suck. 4 and 7 pin for your 5th wheel prep package. You guys see your bed lights, 400 watts of power. That 5th wheel prep package is slightly behind the axle, so it should give you better clearance if you're towing a gooseneck or 5th wheel trailer. You see there you have 2 cameras, one for bed view, one for rear view mirror, power sliding glass with defrost. And I love how GM packages their trucks. Normally if you get the 5th wheel prep package, they don't just give you the spray in. I would never want to tow a trailer in my bed without spray in, because I've scraped a few times, so it's just nice to have that. You do have an option to get kicker built into this tailgate. And then here is that side view. GM is the good old boys. They take a long time to change anything on their trucks. Hence why this Denali looks like a tired truck. But regardless of that, this DURAMAX diesel was updated in 2024. Now, the first update, where really they changed to the L5P back in 2017. And so this is basically considered the Gen 2 L5P. 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes to the 10-speed transmission on the stamp-approved Allison. If I don't say stamped-approved, someone will come after me in the comment section like you wouldn't believe. 15W40 oil. I still run the 15W40. I did switch over to synthetic, and I ran an oil bypass on my truck. If you would like to kind of bulletproof this engine, I would just recommend adding it. It's through Insane Diesel. Promo code down below for a small discount for it too. Now, Denso fuel pump and injector, so I would always recommend running a fuel additive. That new system on this engine is very reliable. Denso is a big company and they build quality stuff, and I haven't heard of anyone having any issues with that setup. And I've been asking these master techs at the dealership, and they haven't had anyone come in complaining or having a failure with that. So that's the good thing about this engine, is they are slow to update it, but the good news is they're typically pretty bulletproof for the most part. You still have 2 interior colors to choose from, and they're pretty dark, I would say. And here's where the Denali wins. Even though they did not change this truck, they've always had a great interior. The attention to detail, like around these buttons and knobs, really nice. You can get an illuminated kick plate right here. Also 9-speaker Bose, auto up and down for the front windows, auto down for the rear. You can power these mirrors, as I said. Seat memories. I like this stitch pattern that they give you too. And you have like this light gray piping and stitching pretty much throughout the interior. So one reason why I would always go to an Ultimate is because I'm not a huge fan of the two-tone interior. So you have like this dark gray color, which I actually don't mind, because the reason why I like light color roofs, I've been pointing this out more because people have been asking me these questions, so then I just figured I'd just start giving you the reason why. When your hands are dirty, which my hands are typically dirty, when you touch the roof, it just looks grimy over time. But I will say the stitching matches the roof, so I'll give them a pass on the different color roof on this interior. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel. I like this graphic design here. Also piano black and some more satin around the interior. You have your four-wheel drive system, lighting, electronic parking brake, controls for your heads-up display. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. I didn't point it out, but you guys see that burnt effect on the wood? On this side you have that 10-way seat. You also have that burnt effect on the dash here too. Nice materials up top. And they do give you like this velvet material inside of here, so things don't rattle around. If you get a Chevy, they don't give this nice little velvet material there. Now, if you would like to use this truck for a bed camper, do you guys see right there? You can haul up to 2,966 pounds. There is a camper package, but GM doesn't tell you that you need a camper package. They just still give you that rating, whereas Ford says nope, you cannot if you don't get that certification from their camper package. Okay, and then out back, I like to show how wide the door opens too. 60/40 bench, and most people by now know that you have this storage cubby on both sides for the seat backs, outboard heated seats, USBs, air vents, a little bit more satin too around these cup holders. And as I said, on the outside you have that power sliding glass, and you can drop down the headrest if nobody's sitting back here for better visibility. Let's go ahead and check out some of the screens up front. Really cool animations for the screens. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse so you guys can see your camera system. Above the cab, those two camera views here. If you turn this off, that's what you see. Now this screen is pretty customizable. Now I will say, my friend asked me a question, Matthew Anderson. He said, did you know you can take out everything on this menu? See, I thought you only could take out these 4 things, but when he said you could take out the top thing, I was like, that's pretty cool. Because that way you can put in like things like your cameras right here, or if you want your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto inside of here, or maybe you're that person who loves to use the screen for your climate control. Although GM, thank you so much for giving us hard buttons for heated and ventilated seats. You do have this where you can set up as automatic, so in the summertime it will turn on the ventilated seats. Like, I didn't turn those on. They come on automatically because you have the settings to do so. But I'm pretty sure in the future this is what you're gonna have, and they're gonna get rid of this because this saves them money not having these buttons. Just saying. You do have a single stage exhaust brake, lane keep assist alert. You can disable your parking assist. You can drop the tailgate, caution light, traction control, downhill assist. USBs. There's a spot here for just, I guess, storage. Have some cup holders. I personally like where this trailer brake is because I normally drive with one hand on the steering wheel. And as I'm towing my trailer, I could just have my hand right down here. And if I ever need to straighten up that trailer because it's getting a little sway, then boom, I have it right there. You just have to memorize where it is. Wireless charger, 2 more USBs. Also, you have your 120 volt power plug. That's the only one inside the interior. I would like for them to put one out back because sometimes I'll have things charging back there, and it's just nice not to have to run a cord out here, basically. Now on the roof, HomeLink, they do not provide a place for sunshades, and that's probably a big negative for their interior. But if you want to slide that rear glass, you can. You can control this sunroof. Also, here's your vanity. Heads up display is right up here. And here's some of the menus that you have. You can actually adjust it up and down. Let me just brighten it up for you so you can see it. So this is for your, I don't think you guys can see that, huh? There it is, right there. That's for like your driver assistance. My favorite menu is right here. Oh, no, not this one. Shows you that we're going north. But yeah, I like the off-road pages here. But I wish they would put the time up there, also the outside temperature, which is pretty much right here. So you don't have to look too far, I guess. Split screen, by the way, I didn't point that out. This screen is fully customizable. Again, more information is needed. I'm gonna give you guys another, plug here, Banks. If you like to see a lot of temperatures, like exhaust gas temps, I do have a promo code for iDash-Pro, which is now Bluetooth capable. So you can get dual gauges here and get more temperatures. GM only shows you the transmission temp. If you put it in tow haul mode, although, never mind, on this one, you have to go to this menu here, go to lower gauges and do maximum information. And if you put it in tow haul mode, watch the battery gauge. You see how it goes to the transmission temp? By the way, I always forget to show this, but you have off-road and normal drive modes too. But yeah, overall, Still a really nice truck, but a price increase for no changes on this thing is mind-blowing. The gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,250 pounds, which is class leading. Gross vehicle weight rating is 12,100 pounds. All-in payload is 3,716 pounds. 20,000 pound conventional towing, 21.6 for Gooseneck. Also, this truck weighs 8,384 pounds on the curb. And they're the only manufacturer that shows you a trailering information on the door sticker. I know this is hard to do because every truck configuration is a little different. Obviously the payload is going to change for every truck because of the options and features, but I hope you liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I might do more videos around this truck because I want to show you the Glacier paint and obviously show you the price difference with the powder pull running boards and other options. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're in the market to buy one of these trucks, I try to show you as many configurations as possible to show you different payloads, different options, things like that. That way you have a better idea before you buy or order a truck. See you guys soon.